Hi everyone, welcome to EPG. I am Mrs. R. Cynthia, Assistant Professor, Department of Food Processing and Preservation Technology, Faculty of Engineering, Avinash Lingam University, Coimbatore. Today we are going to discuss about the module Pulse Processing and its products. Introduction. Agriculture, which is the backbone of Indian economy, contributing about 13.7% of its total GDP and employing around 55% of the total working population in India. Around 65% of India's total population is dependent upon agriculture and allied sectors. Various cereals such as wheat, rice, and pulses such as grams, etc., and oil seeds are produced largely in India. India, which is the world's largest producer and consumer of pulses, accounting about 27% of the total production and about 30% of the total consumption in the world. Pulses, which belong to the family Leguminosae, are the edible fruits or seeds of pod-bearing plants that are widely grown throughout the world. The protein content present in the pulse accounts for about 20 to 40%, which makes them essential in food from nutrition. These are mainly consumed in the form of dehusked split pulses. Objectives. After going through this session, you will be able to understand the different varieties and composition of pulses. Second, the structure of pulses and its processing methods. And finally, different products obtained from pulse processing. Next is types of pulses. The below are some of the different type of pulses which are widely consumed throughout the world. Next is importance of pulses. Lentils, peas and beans are the most important pulse crops obtained from plant sources. They also provide other important nutrients to foods. Pulses plays as a part of sustainable food production aimed towards food security and nutrition. They are a part of a healthy diet to address all forms of malnutrition. Pulses are thought to have a positive effect on the preservation of non-communicable diseases such as obesity, diabetes, coronary conditions, and cancer. Pulses are an important part of vegetarian diets and are often used as a meat replacement. The chemical composition of pulses are: it contains about 17% to 25% of protein by weight. The protein content of pulses is about double of the cereals and more than meat and egg. The pulses contains lipids and fats in low quantities. Pulses are always a good source of thiamine, niacin, calcium and iron. In dry pulses, there are a very low amount of ascorbic acid is present. But when these are soaked in water during their germination, ascorbic acids are made available. Next one is proteins present in pulses. The man and other monogastric animals get proteins. The proteins of pulses are mainly glycolin. Some species of pulses may also contain albumin. The standard of protein depends on the composition of amino acids. The protein efficiency ratio of pulses are from 0.7 to 2.1%, which is less than egg and milk protein. While cooking the nature of pulses, proteins improve. The pulse contain more amount of lysine, while sulfur containing amino acids are in lower quantities. In India, much of the daily protein need is met by pulses. Since the cereals have low level of lysine, when these are mixed with pulses, the per value of diet improves. Man gets proper quality of protein through the cereal and pulse diet, which is easily digestible. It is a general belief that pulses are comparatively hard to digest by monogastric people. Various studies have shown that well-cooked pulses digestibility is up to 90%. Pulses cause flatulence, but if they provide only 25% of energy to the body, then only 4 to 10 times more falls is produced by intestines. It contains about 60% carbohydrate, mainly starch, which in general is well absorbed and utilized by the body. The fat content of common dal is between 1% to 2%. Next is minerals. These are the important sources of calcium, magnesium, zinc, iron, potassium and phosphorus. About 80% of phosphorus in pulses is present as phytate phosphorus. Phytin complexes with proteins and minerals and make them biologically unavailable to human beings and animals. The processing of pulses can reduce the levels of phytin. Next, the vitamins. It contains small amount of carotene, the provitamin A. It includes 50 to 300 IU of vitamin A per 100 gram. Thiamine content of pulses is roughly equal to exceeds the whole of the cereals. The average value of thiamine is about 0.4 to 0.5 milligram per 100 gram of pulses. It is rich in niacin and poor in riboflavin. The below table shows the composition of Indian pulses per 100 gram edible portion. Next is the structure of pulses. The pulses are the dicot plants, however, they differ from each other in color, shape, and size. Also, their seed coat thickness varies depending upon the variety. The outermost layer of the seed is a testa or seed coat. The endosperm in mature seed is in the form of a layer surrounding the cotyledons or embryo. There are a few external structures like helium, micropyle and raphe. The helium is an oval shaped scar in the middle where the seed is attached from the stalk. The micropyle is a small opening in the seed coat beside the helium. The raphe is in a rich form besides helium and opposite to the micropyle. Inside the seed coat, the seed is composed of embryonic structure. The embryo consists of a radicle, a plumule or a epicotyle and a hypocotyle which connects the radicle and the plumule. The below flowchart shows the general processing of the pulse. The first one is cleaning or grading. In this process, the raw grains received in a milling plant is first cleaned and graded. In cleaning, various inorganic and organic impurities in the grain mass is removed with the help of an air draft and screens. These stoners are also used to separate the mud and the stones. The cleaned grains are then graded as per their size, mostly by a reel grader. The presence of impurities lower the quality of the dal, and the impurities may also damage the milling machines. The next is conditioning. Food legumes in India are consumed mostly in the form of dal. The dehusked and split grains. A layer of gum between the cotyledon or a kernel and the outer husk is present in the most of the pulses. This gum layer may be a thin or thick, which in turn governs the degree of adherence of the seed coat to the cotyledons. The nature of the gums influences the adherence of the husk to the kernel, while the amount of gum affects the duration and severity of the conditioning process. The main objective of the conditioning is to loosen the husk to facilitate its separation from the kernel, thus reducing the milling losses. The conditioning process is done by various methods. There is no additional standard method. Conditioning of grains may be achieved by water treatment, hydrothermal treatment, use of salts, or by chemicals, and by use of heat alone. Insufficient conditioning results in incomplete loosening of husk. Therefore, greater abrasive or scoring forces are necessary for the complete removal of the husk. This causes higher milling losses in the form of brokens and powder with low recovery of dal. The next unit operation is dehusking and splitting. The conditioned grains are subjected to abrasive forces for removal of husk and for splitting of cotyledons into two equal halves. Dehusking and splitting is an important and major unit operation of any pulse milling process. Dehusking of pulses generally carried in an abrasive roll mill. In some pulse milling plants, vertical stone chuckie also used to dehusk split the grains. For splitting of the dehusked and moistened grains, vertical disc bar mill is used for the grains are allowed to fall on a hard or cemented surface from sufficient height. Due to the impact with hard surface, the dehusked grains are splitted. Polishing of dal. This is done to impact desirable shine and luster to dal. During this process, a prescribed quantity of edible oil and water is mixed with dal by passing them through a screw conveyor. The presence of oil and water imparts desirable color and shine to the milled pulses. The next unit operation is grading. Separation of the dal is carried mainly as per the size and soundness. The separation is usually achieved by rotating reel graders, in which separate compartments have different openings of these grains. Graded dal are bagged separately as per their grades. Next is pulse milling process. Under this, the first one is domestic level process. In eastern parts of India, alternate soaking and sun drying method is in use. Pulses are soaked in water for 6 to 8 hours. Water is then drained off and the grains are spread in thin layer and sun dried for 2 days. The dried pulse is then milled by hand operated stone chakki. In the central and northern India, where the dry method of milling is in use, pulses are mixed with edible oil and dried under sun for a day or two. The moisture is added in small amounts. It is then heaped for few hours and then milled in hand-operated stone. There is a different wet milling method being practiced in southern India. The grains are steeped in water for few hours. The water is then drained off. Red earth is added to it. The grains are then dried under sun in thin layers for 2 days. Such conditioned grains are milled by manual chakki. Dehusking and splitting takes place simultaneously. The husk in all the above methods is removed by winnowing baskets. The dal which is produced by the dry method is said to cook better, while dal produced by wet method tastes better but takes longer time to cook. Processing by home and cottage scale methods is not efficient. These methods of processing causes more breakage and powdering of cotyledons. These methods are time consuming and dal prepared is not properly dehusked and edges of cotyledons break during splitting process. The next one is commercial scale methods. Some of the commercial scale methods are described below. Under that, first is wet milling. This method of processing is being adopted by comparatively smaller units. This method is mostly practiced in southern India. The raw grains are first cleaned by sieves to remove the chalk and dirt. It is then soaked in water for 4 to 12 hours in cement tanks, then water is drained off. Next, the soaked grains are then mixed with red earth to form a paste at 2 to 3% level. Grains are then heaped for 15 hours. It is then dried under sun in thin layers for 2 to 4 days. Then it is heaped in night to retain their heat. The dals are dehusked and splitted by emery coated vertical chakki for about 95 to 98%. Then it is graded by sieves and then we obtain the dehusked split dals. The milling quality of the above method was found to be good and on average 72% dal recovery is reported. Wet milled dal is of better taste than dry milled dal, but it takes longer cooking time to get some degree of dispersion. Cooking time mainly depends upon the steeping time. More the steeping time, better dehusking results, but the resultant dal will take longer time to cook. Treatment with red earth imparts yellow color and it provides mild abrasiveness which helps in removal of husk from the cotyledons. The next method is dry milling method. There is no common processing method for all type of pulses. However, some general operations of dry milling methods such as cleaning and grading, rolling or pitting, oiling, moistening, drying and milling have been described in subsequent paragraphs. This method of milling of pulses is mostly adapted in central and northern India. The first unit operation in dry milling is cleaning and grading. Cleaning is done to remove the dust, chaff, grits, etc. from the pulses, and then the cleaned pulses are graded according to their sizes by a reel type or rotating sieve type cleaner. The next unit operation is spitting. The graded pulses are passed through an emery roller machine. The function of this emery roller is to scratch and to remove the husk from the pulses. This process will be beneficial to loosen the husk, which is helpful for the oil penetration process. The space between the emery roller and the cage gradually narrows from inlet to outlet. As the material is passed through the narrowing clearance, mainly cracking and scratching of husk takes place, which is because of the friction between the pulses and the emery roller. The pulses are dehusked and split during this process, which are then separated by sieving. The next one is pre-treatment with oil. The broken or eroded pulses are passed through a screw conveyor and mixed with edible oil like linseed oil, a percentage of about 1.5 to 2.5 kg per ton of pulses. Then they are kept on the floors for about 12 hours for dispersion of the oil. The next one is conditioning. Conditioning of pulses is done by alternating wetting and drying. After sun drying for a certain period, 3.5% moisture is added to the pulses and it is tempered for about 8 hours and then it is dried in sun. Addition of moisture to the pulses can be done by allowing water to drop from an overhead tank on the pulses and it is passed through a screw conveyor. The whole process of alternate wetting and drying is continued for about 2 to 4 days until all pulses are suitably conditioned. Pulses are finally dried to a moisture content of about 10% to 12%. The next one is dehusking and splitting. Emery rollers known as Gota machines are used for dehusking of conditioned pulses. Dehusked pulses are split into two parts. The husk is separated using a blower and the split pulse are separated by sieving process. The unsplit, dehusked and tails are sent to conditioning. The whole process is repeated 2 to 3 times until the remaining pulses are dehusked and split completely. The next one is polishing. Polishing is given to the dehusked and split pulses by treating them with a small quantity of oil or water for the production of grade 1 dehusked and split pulses, which are commonly known as dal. Dry milling vary widely from region to region. Dal from dry milling method is said to be better cooking quality than wet milling method. The next one is CFTRI method of milling. The cleaning is mainly done in rotary reel cleaners to remove the impurities and are separated according to their sizes. The next one is preconditioning. The cleaned pulses are conditioned in dryer using hot air at a temperature about 120 degrees Celsius for a certain period of time. The pulses are tempered in the tempering bins for about 6 hours after each pass, which helps in loosening of husk. The next one is dehusking. The preconditioned pulses are passed to peeler or dehusker, where almost all pulses are dehusked in single operation. The dehusked whole pulses are separated from split pulses and mixture of husks, brokens, etc. These are received in a screw conveyor where water is added at a controlled rate. The moistened whole pulses is then collected on the floor and allowed to remain as such for about 1 hour. The next one is lump breaking. The moistened whole pulses form into lumps of varying sizes. These lumps are fed into the lump breaker to break them. The next one is the conditioning and splitting. After lump breaking, the whole pulses is conveyed to LSU type dryer where it is exposed to hot air for a few hours. It is then dried to the proper moisture level for splitting. The hot conditioned and dried dehusked whole pulses are split in the emery roller. All of them are not split in one pass. The mixture is graded into grade 1 pulses, the dehusked whole pulses and small brokens. The unsplit dehusked pulses are again fed to the conditioner for subsequent splitting. The next method is traditional method of Bengal gram and lentil processing. The chickpea and lentil grains are cleaned or graded, then the grains are scratched in a roller mill. The scratched grains are then sprayed with 8 to 10% of water and then it is heaped for about 12 hours. After overnight tempering, the grains are dried under sun for about 2 to 3 days. These grains are normally dried to a 10%. The conditioned grains are then dehusked and splitted in a roller mill. After cleaning and aspiration, the dal is recovered. Depending upon the processing methods, dal recovery from one process to another varies. It has been reported that pigeon pea of uniform size and shape are reported to reduce milling loss. Whole grains stored over a longer period is reported to give lower dal yield compared with fresh grains. The dal milled from freshly harvested pigeon pea stored for a longer period. Dal have a better storage life than whole grains, although proper protective measures has to be taken. Nearly 80% of the total loss of pulses is caused by insects, rodents and microorganisms during storage. Pulses are more susceptible to damage due to insects as compared to major cereals like wheat, paddy and maize. Pulses stored in bags are relatively more susceptible to damage even with all the precautions taken. The storage in bag is more flexible and requires lower capital cost than bulk storage. Some of the problems of the pulse milling industry are: the batch process which is in use involves excessive material handling, which can be reduced by introducing continuous type processing system. Second one is, as sun drying is not reliable and during raining days mills has to be closed, some economical and reliable mechanical drying system is needed. The next is, during milling a lot of dust is generated inside the mill. Development and use of dust collecting and diffusing devices. Dust inside closed mill causes pollution and is hazardous to workers. The next is separation of whole dehusked kernel from pulse grain after each pass through abrasive roller. Non-standardization of milling process and equipment. Factors affecting pulse milling outtrend. Theoretically, the endosperm of the pulse accounts for maximum 87% to 89% of the whole grain legumes, but in practice it is not achievable. Some of the important factors responsible for lower recovery of dal are given below. The first parameter is grain, species or strain of grain legume, the amount of chemical constituents, moisture content of the grain endosperm, the shape of the grain, the size, the seed coat and surface texture, the thickness of the gum layer. The second parameter is measured. It depends on the size of the roller, peripheral speed of the roller, texture of the abrasive material, hardness of the abrasive material, clearance between the roller and cage, inclination of the roller and the outlet position. Some of the products from pulses are puffed, flaked and milled products are the major products obtained from different type of pulses. The showing is the puffing process. A very high steam pressure is applied to grains during puffing process, where the grains to burst open, followed by roasting, coating or mixing with other ingredients as performed. There are two types of roasting. First one is sand roasting. Hot sand about 250 degrees Celsius is used for roasting of pulses. Exposure of high thermal process, the moisture present in the food materials tend to vaporize through micropores present in food in very short span. Hence, a sudden expansion of endosperm occurs. Next one is gun puffing. It is a process in which the milled grains are introduced into the gun or high pressure chamber after preheating, and then a superheated steam is introduced to the closed rotating chamber. The steam pressure is critical because of its final texture. The puffed product as too low pressure would result in product lacking crispiness, and too high pressure would shatter the pulses. Sufficient time is allowed for superheated steam to cook the grain in semi-plastic state, and in the end, the pressure is suddenly released for obtaining the crispy puffed grain. The next product is flaked product. The product is cleaned, then it is graded and it is soaked for about 12 to 18 hours. Then it is roasted or dried at a temperature of 240 degrees Celsius for about 20 to 30 seconds. It is then rolled or flaked in a machines, and then we obtain a flaked pulses. Before flaking, the grains and pulses are softened by being partially cooked in steam. They are then pressed or rolled into flakes, which are subsequently dried. Such partially cooked pulses or cereals may be used as quick cooking or ready to eat foods. Both flaked and puffed grains are eaten crisp and needed to be packed in moisture-proof containers. The moisture content must be below 7%, otherwise the product becomes soggy and tough. Flaked pulses is a thin crispy snack. It is mainly used as a breakfast cereal. It can be easily soaked in cold or hot water. The sample to be graded, sorted or soaked in hot water for about 12 to 18 hours and then roasted with a fine sand roaster, and then it is flattened between rollers in a flaking machine until the vapor becomes thin. These pulses are pressed into fine flakes and the bran is powdered and drops down through the sieves. The flaked pulses are mechanically dried depending on the weight of the rollers. Flakes of varying thickness from translucent to thick and opaque are manufactured. The next one is flour processing. Under that, first one is milled products. The grains and pulses are milled to produce flours, which are used to produce many types of foods. The main type of mills are available are plate mill, roller mill, hammer mill. The choice of the mill will depend on the raw material. Let us conclude the session. Pulses are protein-rich plant source and it contains about 17% to 25% of protein by weight. There are two methods of milling, dry and wet milling, which are commonly adopted by industries. The unit operations such as conditioning, pearling, polishing and splitting are the major unit operations implemented in pulse processing industries. Puffed, flaked, roasted and flours are the major products obtained by pulse processing.